Hi, my name is Bharat Prabhu, and this is my 15-112 term project for spring 2017. It is the game FIFA 17, but not like the actual game FIFA 17, but with a more interesting take on it, which is that the user trains his soccer players rather than play actual matches with them. So let's get right to it. So first things first, there are three main options on the main screen: the play game, controls, and help option. So in the help option, as you can see, it gives the user a list of instructions that he or she can use and what the user needs to know before starting the game, and how to win the levels, and by extension the game itself. Great. There's also the control screen, which tells the user how to operate the player that he or she is currently controlling with some basic controls. Awesome. So let's start playing the game. So the first objective for the user is to essentially try and score a goal on the right hand side of the soccer field, as it's seen by the objective. And notice that there is always a computer defender that's marking the user's striker. And the job of the defender is always to intercept and clear the ball out of the field, so you will lose that level if that happens. So this is to make sure that the user always maintains possession. There's also an interesting feature here, which is the minimum and maximum number of passes that the user has. So the user must make sure that he wins the level within these passes. And there's also a hint feature, which allows the user to go and see the hint if he or she is actually struggling to get through that level. Great, so let's start playing. So I'm now the midfielder. As you can see, I'm controlling it using the arrow keys. There is a striker and defender positioned in the 18-yard box, which is this box. And now I'm going to try pass the ball to the striker. So as you can see, the defender is actually pretty close to the striker because he's marking it, so he managed to clear it very easily. So I've lost this round. So let's start over. Let's say I'm the midfielder and I try to make a pass and try to directly score a goal. Notice I actually still lost the round because I didn't meet the minimum pass requirement. So I have to make at least 3 passes. So let's see how that works. So let's try making a pass around here. Well, I still lost it, so let's try it maybe over here. Nope. And let's try it again. Maybe somewhere closer. Nope. Wow, this defender is actually pretty good. So let's try it over here. Aha! So my striker managed to intercept the ball. Awesome. So notice I do not have any more control of my striker, nor my midfielder, and that's the point of one-touch passing, which is to, once you receive the ball, pass it back to your midfielder straight away or your other player straight away with limited movement. So as you can see, now the defender is caught off guard and the midfielder has a clear shot on goal. So I'm going to try and shoot, and I've scored. So I've won the first round. Great, let's go to the second round. So in this second round, the objective is the same, which is to try and score a goal. But the defender in this round is a little bit more intelligent because he doesn't just blindly intercept the ball, he actually positions himself such that you might not be able to make a pass back at your other player if once you receive the ball. And there's also the same minimum and maximum number of pass restrictions. And there's also a hint, which might be useful for us. So let's look at the hint. So it asks us to use the tactic we developed in the first round, which is to drag the defender away. Alright, let's try that. So let's start with level. And as you can see, the striker and defender in this level are moving randomly inside the 18-yard box rather than just staying stationary, which is more realistic. And I'm the midfielder as usual. So let's try making a pass over here. Notice how the striker actually, once he receives the ball, the midfielder makes a run into the 18-yard box. And this is because once the striker moves away, that space becomes empty, so the midfielder can actually make a run in. And the defender has positioned himself such that I cannot pass back, as you can see. So let's try that again. So let's try dragging them away. Aha! So now I can't make a pass back, but I still have to make a pass back to the midfielder one way or another because I have got a minimum pass requirement to meet. So let's try over here. Aha! Now my midfielder has got the ball, the defender's out of play, and I've got a clear shot on goal. I've met the minimum pass requirement, and I've scored. Awesome. So let's continue. And this is the third and final level of the game. And this is a little bit more tricky because you've got an extra player in your team, and you've also got 2 defenders. That's going to be a little bit more tricky. So it's asking us to use tactics we developed in the last 2 rounds, which is essentially drag the defender away. once you drag the defender away, your players can move in and you can have clearer shots on goal. And as you can, and the feature here is that it allows us more minimum and maximum number of passes, which is good because we do have more players to deal with. Great, let's start. So as you can see, there is 4 players in the 18-yard box now instead of just 2, and I'm in control of the midfielder. So let's try dragging one of them out over here. So I've dragged the striker out to intercept the ball, and the defender one is out too. So that means that I've only got one defender to deal with. But how am I going to make a pass back? Because the defender is in a position in a pretty neat way. So let's try passing it over here close to the midfielder. Awesome. So now the defender 2 is out as well. So let's pass it back to the striker, pass it to the winger, and I've won the round. Awesome. So that's all 3 levels of the game. Great. Now, as you can see in the final statistics, it allows you to see how many interceptions each of the defenders made in each level, what the passing accuracy of your midfielder in the game is, your striker, and the winger. Since there was no winger in the first level, he doesn't have a passing accuracy. So as you can see, for the first level, you have got the user has a lot of interceptions, and the midfielder passing accuracy and striker passing accuracy is pretty bad, which means that the user can train them in a much more accurate way or in a better way that allows them to obtain a higher passing accuracy. And level 2 is pretty good, but the striker passing accuracy isn't good. So that means the striker needs a lot more work on this game. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.